Alrighty, folks, let's review Warmind. Did it save Destiny 2? As I see so many of the hit piece channels making videos of, did it save Destiny 2? Did Destiny 2 need saving? Will it bring people back? Well, the way I look at it, there's three different types of Destiny 2 players. The first type is someone like myself, who has, I think, close to 700 hours played, and my friends, right? We were playing Destiny 2 leading up to Warmind, so for us, we're in heaven right now. We're enjoying Warmind a lot. Then there's player number 2, which is someone that I would say likes Destiny 2 and really wants a reason to come back. Be it the Crucible, maybe they're not happy with the way the Crucible is, or another type of player that's looking for more of a grind and just not happy with, or not finding a reason to log in every day to play Destiny 2. Then there's the third type of player that I guess likes Destiny 2, but they just keep comparing it to Destiny 1, and they want everything to go back to Destiny 1, and all they do is compare it to Destiny 1 rather than being a completely new, different game. And no matter what you do, no matter what Bungie does, they're never going to be fucking happy. And the hit piece channels, as well as some of the news websites, the gaming news outlets, like, you could totally tell when you look at some of their footage, they logged in for like an hour, played a few things. I'm like, all right, I gotta write it, gotta make this video, gotta make this article. This game sucks, this DLC's not doing anything. Come on, get over yourselves. So obviously this is my review, and I really want to hear from you guys in the comments section what your thoughts are. And please chime in. I want to hear from you guys. I tend to read most comments, especially the ones with hashtag made it to the end. All right, let's kick it off with talking about the story. Now, the story, I did enjoy it, although I felt it was short. Now, if we compare it to Curse of Osiris felt like it had a longer story, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did this particular story. But I gotta give a disclaimer, guys, I'm not into single-player story games. I mean, like, the only one I really enjoyed was Horizon Zero Dawn, because there was a lot more involved than just playing linear right through the story. And at the end of the day, I mean, honestly, in the comments, let me know, does anyone really play Destiny 2 for the story, or do you play for what comes after the story and things to grind? I know myself, I don't play for the story. I burn through the story, and then I'm excited to get to what's after the story, the grinding. Now, speaking of grinding, they significantly changed the way you would reach the max power cap. No longer can you just within 1 week or a couple of days be max power on a character. I know myself, I've not even touched my Titan yet, because I'm just working on my Warlock, going through all the quests. He's like 361 power level. But I think that's a great thing. Everyone just complained you were max power within a couple of days, maybe even a week. And now if you're a casual, it's going to take you a very long time, which again, I think it's a good thing. Hopefully that will keep people logging in every day, or maybe even once a week to get all your milestones done and try to reach that power cap, because they made most, if not all, the activities extremely difficult and at high power levels. And I see so many people on Reddit, social media, bitching and moaning, now it's too difficult. Well, do you want it easy, or do you want it to be challenging and difficult? I personally, I like the fact that everything seems a bit harder now. So Destiny 2 Warmind has 3 strikes if you're on PlayStation, 2 if you're on Xbox. Now, 2 of the strikes are story missions turned into strikes, or were they strikes and then turned into story missions? I don't know. I didn't develop the game. I don't know what they were doing there. So, of course, everyone's complaining about that. They just took story missions and made them into strikes. Look, here's the way I look at it, folks. When I play them in the Heroic Strike playlist, they are fun player experiences. Whether they were story missions or not, I don't care. If I load into that strike, the Hive one, and also, let's see, well, the Nessus one that's on PlayStation, that's a brand new strike, granted. But the 2 story missions turned into strikes, or were they strikes that they made into story missions? We don't know. I didn't develop the game. To me, they're fun player experiences. I like the encounters in them. Now, the Heroic Strike modifiers that they added, I think are awesome, because they change the player experiences on a weekly basis and also on a daily basis. Like this week, it's all solar, right? So it's making me use solar weapons and using different exotics I normally wouldn't use in the strike playlist. This week, it's all about, for me at least, the Skyburner's Oath. That thing is freaking awesome. We're going to talk about what they did to all the exotics in a later part of the video. But for me, each day it's different because they rotate 2 of the modifiers daily. Sometimes it's a little harder, sometimes it's a little easier. Today's modifier that I'm recording this video on is the one where everything is a one-shot melee. If you go near anything and they melee you, you're dead. All right, that makes me play differently. Or then there's other modifiers that really make it hard, like Iron. Enemies have more health and are not staggered by damage. Those are really difficult. But then the flip side to that is, okay, for me, they make them an enjoyable player experience, but what's the carrot there, right? So besides doing your weekly milestones, what's the reason to keep grinding those things? I mean, you're just getting tokens at the end of them. That's something I think they need to improve on, is give us a reason to play them on a daily basis. I mean, back in D1, we used to just grind them for hours because we were trying to get some sort of loot or weapon or rank up Vanguard, rank up your faction. So that definitely needs to be tweaked, I think, in terms of giving us a reason, besides the weekly milestone of doing 3 heroic strikes, give us a reason to log in, whether it's some sort of unique rewards, or perhaps maybe take that Nightfall Strike specific loot and just throw it into all the strikes, and you have a chance at getting them in the heroic strike playlist. I know I still haven't gotten the auto rifle from Savathun's Song, and I have to wait until that comes back around for a Nightfall, and I don't feel like grinding that for 50, 60 times until I actually can get it. I'd rather just, you know what, it's available in the Heroic Strike playlist when that strike comes up, and that'll make me keep playing the Heroic Strike playlist. Hopefully it comes up and I will eventually get it, rather than waiting for the Nightfall to come around and then doing the same strike over and over and over until I actually get it. Now let's talk about the new destination we have to patrol. I enjoy it, and it gives me a reason to constantly grind it because I'm trying to get those resident stems, okay? Now granted, you can get them from anywhere, but when you do patrols, when you do lost sectors, when you do whatever, if you do them on Mars, one, you're going to get Mars tokens, and you can get some new loot from Anna Bray, so I think that's a cool thing. The destination itself is about the size of Titan. I like that. It's much bigger than Mercury for sure. And we have Escalation Protocol. Now, Escalation Protocol, if you watched my stream on YouTube the other day, we got a 9-man fire team, and we made it to level 7 like 4 or 5 times, and we got them down to like near no health, and we just couldn't pull it through. So then we bailed on it. We're going to try and do it when we're all a little bit higher power. I was 360. We had a couple of 360s, and then a bunch of other people were like low 350s or mid 350s, and just the DPS wasn't there. And yes, we were using tractor cannon, we were using Slovo bombs, we were using all void and so forth, but couldn't get it done. And it was really difficult. Now, that brings up another whole conundrum, because it's such a fun player experience and the weapons are awesome. I got to play with all of them when I went to Bungie Studios a few weeks ago, and I want them, but I am not powerful enough yet. I think most folks are in the 360s, 340s, 350s, whatever. If you go in with a fire team of 3 and you match with randoms out there, more than likely you're not even going to get to level 3 or 4. I don't know, it depends. But I think their intention, and this is me speculating, I don't know, is that, you know what, we're not ready to do this just yet. You know what I mean? That's why we have to, or the folks that have done it have gotten a 9-man fire team together. And as I said, I'm speculating here, but I think maybe their philosophy is this will be doable when you're just out or with a fire team or with randoms, when everyone is in their 370s or close to 380, then you can do it. Maybe we're not ready for it. Look, everyone, all they ever did was complain. This game is too fucking easy, right? Everything is given to us. And by the way, I've turned in 10 exotic engrams to Raul. He hasn't given me one new piece of gear. Everything is old. I have one new exotic, and that came from Zur, from a faded engram. But I'm all over the place here. But yeah, maybe that's their philosophy, is we're not ready to do this just yet, all right? Yes, we want all the weapons. We want to grind this activity. But maybe we need to power ourselves up before we can attempt this thing out and about with a fire team of 3 and running into another fire team of 3, rather than trying to do the 9-player matchmaking thing. But they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. If they would have made this activity lower power level and accessible to everybody within the first week, we'd all be complaining. It's too easy. But instead, they made it really, really difficult, and now everyone's still complaining. Now it's too hard. I can't do this activity. Patience, folks, okay? Maybe that's their intention. We got to get our power levels up. Then once most people are at high power, then we can jump into a fire team of 3 or meet up with another fire team and do it. Can they do matchmaking of 6 or 9 for this thing? I don't think it's possible. I just think the way Destiny 2 works in terms of the patrol, it's only going to let you load in with 3 people. So I think their goal is, okay, extend this activity. Remember, they're trying to extend the activities, all right? That's why they, in my opinion, that's why they made everything a lot more difficult. They made the power level much higher, way harder to get to. I sometimes feel like gamers in general, and I'm generalizing here, have the attention span of an angry mosquito. They want everything right away, and then they complain, I have nothing to do in the game. Well, they made everything more difficult, and it's going to take you some time to get to these activities that you can do them and not just feel like you're getting wasted nonstop. Now let's talk about the raid Lair, the Spire of Stars. Now, I have not done it yet, so I don't have any footage for you guys, but you know what? I'm fine with not doing it right away. I don't think I'm powerful enough, so I'm going to take my time. I'm going to power up. I'm going to watch videos. I'm going to talk to WTF Game Nation, because that's probably who I will do it with, and I'll learn everything, and I'll do it when I'm ready for it. But But right now, I feel like I don't deserve to do it just yet. But right now, is there a real reason to do the raid lair? I mean, there's only 2 new weapons. I really would have wished that they had thrown in a whole new loot pool for this new raid lair. I mean, that was the thing that kept us grinding in D1, the raids, especially when Age of Triumph hit, was we wanted all of those weapons. Just adding a sidearm and a fusion rifle and the fact that you can get some powerful gear, to me, that's not enough of a carrot for me to want to just rush and try to do this thing as quickly as I can. I'll do it when I'm ready and have learned the mechanics and feel powerful enough where I'm not getting destroyed every 2 seconds. Now let's talk about exotics. So they added a few new exotics, but I don't think they added enough. And some of the exotic armor pieces, they're kind of lackluster. There's not really any that I've seen so far that I'm chasing. The exotic weapons, like the HUCKLBBERRY, SUROS Regime, the Polaris Lance, okay, those are really cool. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Sleeper Simulant. All right, those are all really cool. I just wish they would have added more exotic weapons and more exotic armor, but more importantly, more exotic armor that I actually want to wear. But with 1.1.2 that they changed all the old exotics that we're using, it feels like I have all new exotics now. Now, one can argue, well, why weren't those exotics good in the first place? Well, you could go back and live in the past. I'm going to live in the future. But I am loving using all these, well, old exotics that I had before because they're completely revamped. And now that we have a masterwork grind to do, and the fact that it's not just simply throw on masterwork cores and you have yourself a masterwork exotic. No, you have to find the catalyst, and then you got a boatload of stuff to do to then turn it into a masterwork, and some of them have a secret perk that makes it even better. Now, this video is going on a little longer than I expected, so let's try to end this on the Crucible here, and then I'll do a final roundup. So with regards to Crucible, all right, we have ranked play now and private matches. I like the fact that now anyone that plays Destiny 2, they have access to the Warmind and Curse of Osiris maps when just matchmaking with people. That's a good thing. Now, ranked play doesn't really cater to myself because I only play quick play, right? I'm not very good at PvP. 1.1 kill death ratio. No, not KAD. That's like 1.69 or something. I'm babbling here. Ranked play. So for Glory and Valor, obviously I'm getting Valor rank, and I guess I'll get some rewards. For the PvP pros, the feedback I've been seeing on Twitter from like True Vanguard, Gigs, and a few people, they seem to like it. They have something to grind for, feel good about themselves, a reason to come back and play PvP, and of course grind for the Redrixes, or Redrixes, I always pronounce it wrong, Claymore. I like the fact that they have a weapon to grind for. I do kind of wish, though, they had something for PvE in terms of like strikes. If they had like a ranked play for strikes, well, you can't have ranked play, but you know what I'm talking about. Some sort of leaderboard, or as you grind strikes or whatever, you reach different ranks and stuff, and there's a specific reward that you get only from doing strikes or PvE activities, similar to what you would get out of ranked play for Glory. And I totally forgot to touch on the whole quests, right? So I love the fact that they added like things that we have to go out and grind for, farm for, find things, the grinding for resonant stems, making those override frequencies, the sleeper simulant quests. We still have not figured out, or I don't think at this point, how to get the Polaris Lance. But I love it so far. It's given me extra things to do outside of just trying to get my power level up. I still have not gotten Sleeper yet. I'm on my way there. I'm almost done with the quest. Still haven't gotten the sword yet. Haven't had time yet to find all those silly things. I like it. It gives me more things to do outside of the traditional, all right, I've got my weekly milestones. I've got these other things to do. Now, granted, they're not like the Outbreak Prime quest or the original Sleeper Simulant quest or even a Black Spindle type quest, but maybe we haven't found those quests yet. I still think they're hiding things in the database that we have not figured out yet, but I like the fact that there's extra things to do besides just weekly milestones and trying to get my power level up. I feel like there's a reason for myself to log in every day or log in every week. So did the Warmind DLC save Destiny 2? Is it bringing people back in droves? Well, my opinion, and of course I ask this too many times in every video, let me know in the comment section. I feel like it's not a step in the right direction, it's a number of steps in the right direction. And as a broken record, Destiny 1 in the first year needed a lot of work, and then the Taken King changed everything. You could tell with this DLC, and more than likely in September, right now they're trying to TTK this game, right? They're trying, well, I call it the TTKing of Destiny 2. They're trying to make it better, and I think they're succeeding. This DLC is, in my opinion, a lot more fun than Curse of Osiris. There's a lot more things to do. Weapons feel more powerful. There's a lot more to grind for, and things are difficult and challenging. Not everything is handed to us, and not everything is easy, which I think is a good thing for the franchise. Now, if you have already been enjoying Destiny 2, like me and my friends, like I mentioned in the beginning, you're all set. You're probably enjoying this DLC. If you were on the fence and wanted to come back, you're probably having a good time too, whether it's PvE or PvP. And if you're one of those who's just waiting for Destiny 2 to be like Destiny 1, you're probably not coming back. Maybe September? We'll have to see what happens in September. Remember, on the roadmap, it says weapon randomization and weapon slot changes. I think that's going to be a big game changer. At the Destiny Community Summit, we spent about 2 hours talking about that subject, and I've been very vocal about I want random rolls to come back. I really think, at first, the mod system, it was cool and fun at the beginning, but I kind of feel like, you know what, we need that grind, guys. There's not enough loot in the game, and I feel like adding random rolls and more perks to the game, I think would be a very good thing and needs to come back in September. You know, I didn't even realize it until I listened to Crucible Radio with John Wisniewski and one of the other, was it Kevin Yanis that was on it? I forget who else was on there, okay? But I didn't even realize that a lot of the frames that come with these weapons have some of the intrinsic perks that we liked from Destiny 1 built into them, like counterbalance, things like that. I think they just need to revamp the entire weapon system come September. That's what I suggested when I was at the summit. Bring back random rolls, bring back all those perks that we loved, and make new perks that really make us grind things. Like, you know, bring back that player experience of freaking out when you get that drop, when you get that god roll XYZ, and you freak out and you can't wait to show all your friends or go into patrol, test it out, and stuff like that. And I'm babbling because this video has gone on way too long. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, but that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.